Friends and colleagues, what are you passionate about? Passionate.
The Passion Show on CFRU 93.3 FM Guelph, Ontario. With Wizard.
I'm a water wizard, Harry.
Hello world, you are listening to The Passion Show with Wizard on CFRU 93.3 FM. It's a do-it-together radio show all about passions and the people who have them. My name is Wizard.
And my name is Indigo.
Indigo! Uh-oh! Oh no, it's Indigo time.
It's a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
I've been a long time avoider of being on this show, but in a way that I am just nervous and very indecisive about my passions. But I'm here, and I'm excited to be here.
The universe herself has delivered you to me finally after... You know, you're one of the very first people I asked to be on this show.
And
I'm very first.
I'm honored.
And your show is actually airing 1 week after, or 2 weeks actually, after the 1 year anniversary of this radio show's existence.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
I can't believe. I mean, you know what they say about delayed gratification? Maybe it'll just be so much sweeter now that we're recording this after having waited an entire year.
You know what I say about delayed gratification?
What do you say?
I say, you know what they say about delayed gratification?
This is a very good joke, Wizard.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It's good. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you for enjoying that. Well, welcome to the show, Indigo.
I'm very excited. I've been studying this week, listening to a bunch of episodes. Okay. I did listen to episodes.
Ooh, tell me about this.
I listened
Remind me of these episodes because you've heard them more recently than I have.
Paloma episode was great.
Oh, yeah.
I just listened to
Amateur
EJ's
Pursuits.
Episode.
Boo-hoo. Captain, All My Teeth Fell Out.
Fantastic. I learned about hardtack.
Hardtack?
That's the thing that they eat and it breaks their teeth.
Oh, that's right. I was
Pirates,
like, huh?
You know?
2 weeks ago, I've had that conversation. Great episode.
And I was just listening to Mickey's today.
Oh,
on my
Beautiful
drive,
World with Mickey.
Yes. Which
Beautiful
I love.
episode.
I know about weaving, and I related deeply as somebody who loves fiddling with things.
We go to some beautiful places in that show.
Yeah.
I hope Mickey, if you're hearing this, I hope you're having a great time in Thunder Bay. Guelph misses you.
We miss you, Mickey.
Well,
no, I don't actually know Mickey that well. I do miss
Now
him.
you do.
No, I do, I guess. I know Mickey one deep hour of radio.
Exactly. That must be surreal to listen to. Because I'm someone you know, and Mickey is someone you don't know.
Yes.
And you kind of got to, like, experience our 4 years of friendship secondhand.
It's strange, but it's also great. I think it's, like, that's what I love about this radio show. It's like, deeply personal. It almost feels like you're eavesdropping, which was almost the passion I talked about on this show.
Eavesdropping. That's great.
I actually brought in a list.
You love looking at people's phone when they're on it. I've seen you do it.
No.
Like, I'm gonna read that text.
No allegations.
Like,
I do love eavesdropping. Yeah, my hot take is that if you are speaking loud enough in a public space about something interesting,
exactly.
People, it shouldn't be taboo to lison in.
Exactly. We were talking about this like 2 days ago, weren't we?
Yeah, I believe deeply in that. I actually brought in, this is the reason I have little notes in front of me. I'm going to reference one of my professors from first year in saying that I called it my graveyard of good ideas. He was telling me that when you are creating any kind of creative work, you will inevitably have way more good ideas than you have time for. And so instead of letting that drive you insane, you have to create a mental graveyard of good ideas.
It's like the opposite of a memory palace.
Exactly, where you can place those things that you are not going to do, but then you can like walk through and look at them and be like, wow, those were good ideas. And so my graveyard of good ideas, I have a list of passions that I almost decided on.
This is great. This is meta. I love this.
So eavesdropping was top of the list.
Okay.
Because people talk about people watching all the time, which I say, yes, obviously, everyone loves people watching. But eavesdropping, I think, is even better.
People listening.
I want to be clear that I'm not like, I am not the kind, like, I'm not listening through doors or anything.
This isn't like a complex for you. You're like a casual
I'm specifically talking about being in public spaces, which, ding, 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 was another thing that was on the graveyard of good ideas.
Being in public spaces, just like hanging out.
Public spaces in general, I'm very passionate
that
about.
would be a phenomenal passion.
That's why it's in the good ideas section.
Because like there are so many angles you can talk about that, from personal experience in public spaces, like the architecture and design of public works.
Yes.
Accessibility.
I
Oh my
also
gosh.
love talking about like green space planning and like public libraries. But yeah, when I talk about eavesdropping, I'm specifically talking about I love being in public spaces and catching snippets of other people's conversations and just being like, wow, I'm peering into your life in this very intimate but also like ephemeral, fleeting way, and it's a passion of mine. So that's
Okay,
number
love it.
2.
Ephemeral, great word.
Let me continue down my list. I have stock images.
Okay. Tell me about why that's
I
interesting.
have always been a lover of stock images
Uh-huh.
for so many reasons. I just specifically love stock images of businessmen dancing. And I genuinely, I don't know anyone else who loves this particular type of stock image, but it's like, I love the contrast of like this. They have to maintain the like rigid image of a businessman who we're supposed to look at as a respectable guy. But then he's also dancing because we need that for some stock images.
Sounds like
apparently.
you're describing like a family circus Saturday morning cartoon.
It's fantastic.
Like
Next time you need a little pick-me-up, look up stock images of businessmen doing really silly things.
I like that you're looking at these like, indubitably.
I love
How
it.
ridiculous.
I love it. I know some of the top guys, businessmen, who are in a lot of them.
You
'cause-
know these guys are friends?
I'm joking. I'm leaning into this more than I actually do
Okay.
love this. It is just on the list because I think
That
stock
sounds funny.
images are so
That'd be
funny.
a charming passion.
Yeah. Okay.
But
there's
we could
only-
sustain an entire like 10 minutes of conversation about that.
Is it already been 10 minutes?
No. I'm saying in the hypothetical world
Oh, yes.
where the episode is called Stock Photography with Indigo.
Yep.
That would be like 10 minutes of that, and then it would be an hour of
Something
just like
else.
personal anecdotes and just yapping.
That was another
But
one.
those episodes are great. I love when people.
Thank you.
When
thank
episodes
you.
are
I
like
know.
that.
Well, I thought you were saying that my ideas were great, but those episodes
Your ideas are
also
also great. I'll have you know that most of your ideas so far have been great.
I'm happy to have the seal of approval. I only have a few more, but I actually did think, as I was looking at my graveyard of good ideas, I was like, it would be fun to do like French dispatch style, just like 4 mini passions rather than one large one. But I decided I'll just bring in one for real. But the other ones I have
You're
are
doing more of like an asteroid city of one focused hour
Yes.
than a French dispatch of.
Is it 4 parts?
It's 3 parts in that movie.
3 parts. Mine
But
would
they're
more be
like interstitial
7
bits.
parts.
They're in the interstitial bits with Bill Murray that could be conceived as a 4th part of that movie.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just spitballing here. The French Dispatch, Wes Anderson. Check it out.
Shout out. The other ones I have are being a generalist. This was probably closest to being my number 1.
Okay. I feel like I
runner-up.
remember you bringing that up.
Yeah, it kind of ties into having weird hobbies. But I think like I think it's why I had so much trouble and why I avoided the show for so long is I know a lot of people who I know are like, oh, you know, that person, yeah, they're so into this one thing, they could talk about it forever. I just feel like so scattered in that sense, where I do feel like a generalist in lots of different things, but like truly master of none. But
No, you're a jack of all trades, master of all trades.
no.
Come on,
But
I've
I
seen
think
you
actually
climb.
this was my like fight for the generalist, is saying that like I actually think it's a really wonderful way to be.
No,
to,
I
like,
agree.
Have many small passions, but I'm gonna stop going down my list. The other ones I'll just list off. But we'll not
We
expand
don't
on.
need to like wax poetic on the other ones. Is that what you're saying?
We've 100%.
Okay.
We've got friendship.
Nice.
We've got localness.
Nice. Okay.
I also have the big one, which is about education, but specifically talking about like struggle in education. I had an incredible quote from a professor I had
Do we get to hear
talking
it?
about
Okay.
talking about AI in education,
Okay.
which I could also talk about forever. And he says, this is Dr. Clark from McMaster. He says, AI dreams of an education without trouble, but an education without trouble is mere programming.
Oh wow.
I was like, this man is a genius.
Okay. I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah,
I think I'm picking up what he's throwing down.
I love that man. He's an incredible educator. But also, I just feel like I've spent a lot of time really struggling through a lot of difficult readings. And I have a view of teaching and learning that is the most anti-efficiency that I think it could be. I'm a real stickler, and I love when learning is hard and difficult.
Uh-huh.
To a reasonable degree, because that's when you're really working.
So you think that education is struggle?
I think there
like
should
in that
be
quote, or
there should be
trouble,
struggle.
like trying to get rid of trouble. Is it trouble or struggle?
In
said in the
in the
quote.
quote that I have written down, it is trouble, but struggle as
Trouble.
well.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
my education is trouble. I need to get into trouble. You're such a troublemaker.
I'm such a troublemaker, but
No, I can understand it though. Like friction is how you like build muscles, and it's how you build
exactly.
neural pathways, and
Yeah,
struggle to figure things out. They're trying to take the struggle away.
they're trying to take the struggle.
They
out
want
of
to take the edge
education.
off. Don't let them.
We can't.
You
let
know,
them.
fight against the dying of the light.
No, we can't have the reading is supposed to be hard.
Yeah.
That is why
Exactly.
it's there.
You are not going to go peacefully into that night, are you, Indigo?
No, I
way.
am not. The
Let's
other
go.
incredible Dr. Clark quote that I love is he signs off all of his emails saying, it's the most baller email sign off ever. I am joined with you in these endless labors, which I think is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
That's great.
That's a little Dr. Clark shout out. He's
Dr.
incredible.
Clark, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, those are my.
And Mac, right?
Well, thank you for visiting my graveyard.
Okay. I love visiting graveyards. That
Yeah.
would be a good episode
That would be a
too. That could be my passion.
Yeah, I did ask Wizard right before the show what his passion would be on his own show.
That was my graveyard, though.
And
I would never do those ones.
dear listeners, get this. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what the passion would be.
No,
You
don't
heard it
say
here
that.
first. You heard it here first.
You're saying all kinds of little passion show quotes or little phrases. Dear listeners, you heard it here first.
Yeah, where's the chair?
The chair that I was mentioning in the previous episode that the chair isn't in the room right now for some reason. They've been doing camps. I had to spin this table around when we got in here. This table needs, in fact, if you were really listen to every episode, you might know that I usually record without my shoes on.
I can join you in this.
And this table has this bar down here
Yeah.
that I put my feet up on, and it was on Maddie's side, and I was like, that's not gonna do. Like I think I'm a generous host. I try and give, but something that I need is the bar on my side. You don't get the foot bar, I get the foot bar.
I'm happy to allow you to have the foot bar, but it is well within reach of my feet.
Well,
as
there you go. We
So
can share the foot bar. We can share the foot bar.
I love having. I actually have already had my foot up this entire episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm leaning forward, so I got my feet on the bar. I'm interested. I'm locked in.
It's an actionable stance.
Yeah,
You're
right. I'm
ready to go.
I'm ready to
You're
go.
ready to go.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like to go back and forth. I've been sitting for like an hour and a half now, making shows. Sometimes I do 3 in a row. Isn't that crazy?
Which is incredibly impressive. It's like a marathon, more impressive than a marathon.
Oh, I
Those
would.
three
I would.
passion
I
show
think I would
episodes in a row.
disagree in an extreme way.
No,
I
I have to
think-
train for both, and I'd have to train harder for the passion show.
Well, for me, doing a passion show is easy. I just sit down and I do it.
Yeah, but it's because you're a wizard. Come on.
Exactly. Well, if you started your own show, the Indigo Show, it'd be easy for you.
Maybe.
Trust, it would. It's simple. So there's this question I usually wind up asking at some point. I'll ask you as well.
Yeah.
Before the big one, this is the little one.
Okay.
How do we know each other?
How do we? Okay. This is going to be a very similar answer to a lot of other people on this show.
Yeah. Yep. Especially in the past couple months.
Yeah, but I met Wizard through the Guelph Outdoor School, where we do both work.
That's true.
But I've been living in Guelph for almost my whole life.
Way more than I have been.
Way longer than
Being
Wizard has
local.
been here. Yes.
There you go.
I love this place. I love this land with all my heart.
It's a beautiful city.
But I've since moved away. I live in Hamilton now for most of the year, which is sad. But I'm back in Guelph for the summers.
The Hammer's pretty cool. Nothing wrong with it.
I do love
Hardworking.
Hamilton.
There's some things wrong with it.
Yeah.
But lots of waterfalls.
So many waterfalls.
Escarpment.
And I think the hate is too much on Hamilton.
Yeah,
It's
Hamilton's
actually
cool.
a
Lots
cool
of
city.
bricks.
Lots of bricks.
Lots
Lots
of
of cool people.
Lots of cool people. Good school.
Yeah.
Terrible, horrible roads. But that's fun. That's
yeah.
charming
Yeah.
in a city. It shouldn't be fun or easy to drive anywhere. Discourage that driving. Everyone should just say, what's the transit like in Hamilton?
It's decent, I'd say.
Oh, there you go.
People hate on it, but I love the HSR.
Oh, people hate on-
I use the HSR almost every single day
Yeah.
when I'm in Hamilton.
My college experience was in London, so I was an LTC user. And I hated it. I used it every day, and I had lots of great experiences on there, lots of weird ones, and I hated it. But, in hindsight, I think I love it. I love that I hated it. I love that I had so much experience with it.
Yeah.
Show it to the LTC.
Actually, the sounds on the HSR buses, if anyone lives in Hamilton or lives in any city with those long slinky buses.
Oh,
with
I
the
love
middle,
the slinky buses.
the sounds they make. I think I
Haunted.
can do a perfect impression of an HSR bus rounding a corner. It goes like. Goo, 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 goo.
Can you do that again, please?
And then it goes like, and it's one of my favorite sounds in the world.
I'm
And
gonna
I think
sample. I'm
that
gonna sample
alone.
that.
I actually have like a 15-minute recording of
Yeah.
me sitting on the bus because I was like, I need these sounds
Uh-huh.
to reference later, so I can actually send it
Yeah,
to you.
please
I have
do.
all the sounds.
No, what I meant. I mean, I appreciate that, but I want to sample you making those noises.
Yeah.
Drop that into Ableton. I feel like I could chop and screw that.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's can be our song of the summer. Yeah, come on.
This is dumb. This is great.
No, what do you mean this is dumb?
No, it's not dumb. It's awesome.
This is the best.
This is great.
I'm having so much fun.
So that's how we know each other.
That's how we know each other. Yeah,
We
and then
met at outdoor school. You live in Guelph in the summer.
and we're just friends now too. We climb together.
Exactly. I would say I would not put Guelph Outdoor School as our like primary connect.
No, I wouldn't.
Like
say
not even last summer would I have. Like we pretty much immediately got into hanging out,
Yeah, for sure.
like and climbing and just like being friends.
Yeah, in fact, I mean, dear listeners, as many of you know, Wizard is a very strong climber, but also loves climbing. And I credit myself
I think I am like an intermediate climber.
very slightly with being one of the key people who got you into climbing, which I hold very dear
100%
to my heart.
100%. You're in
It's
the
an honor.
original hashtag
it's a
climb
mega
Slack
honor.
channel,
Yeah,
and you were there in the first few sessions.
first few Tuesdays.
And I've always looked up to your climbing ability. You're quite the strong climber.
I love it.
It is fun. I went there today. Mark convinced me, even though I got a horrible, check this out, flapper, yucky little wound right between my thumb and pointer finger. So I have to keep my hand like this. I'm holding my hand sort of like in a crab shape, dear listeners. Imagine, but don't imagine too hard. Keep your eyes on the road. Claw position like a crab.
Like Lego hands.
Like Lego hands, because a circle of skin about half the size of a dime has simply removed itself from my hand, leaving
it's gone.
just like red, like vaguely oozy remains. Sorry to get you a little visceral, but ouchie, ouchie. But I wound up climbing today anyway, just with a bunch of tape on my hand, like a menace.
Yeah, what do climbers
Can't
call
stop,
that?
won't stop.
A flapper, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
And
I used to be a
cut that-
gymnast, and those used
yeah.
to be called rips, and I've now transitioned
to flapper. You're flapper pilled
I
now.
know.
Very
Such a
good.
climber
Get
now.
out of here, gym. Gymnasm. Gymnasts are cool too.
Yeah.
Did
No
you do
more.
like the handspring or whatever, the back salt
The back salt?
or whatever?
Yeah.
I like to do somersault. I like to do running leap flips in the grotto when no one's looking.
I respect it.
If anyone who works at the grotto is listening, that's satire.
Yeah.
I do
it's-
not do gymnastics in the grotto because that's against the rules.
We would never.
I would not endorse that. This is a satire moment on the Passion Show.
We love it. We love a satire moment.
We certainly do. Okay, Indigo, I want to ask, at this point, it's, as usual, it's between 15 to 20 minutes in, which is
Sweet.
usually where this happens.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the big question now. The thing that, for legit, a lot
The
of
big
people have been bugging me about. They're like, get her on there, ask her, we want to know. So here I am, a representative of the people. I'm asking you, Indigo, what are you passionate about?
I feel so I should build the suspense. No.
Well, no, you already are building the
I've
suspense.
built the suspense.
It is built.
It's funny. The thing I landed on, of all the things I listed, is not actually something that I think occupies my life as much. But it's something that feels very present and alive for me right now.
Okay,
So,
well, this is a photograph of today.
yeah.
The Passion Show's not supposed to be about, your whole life's culminative story necessarily.
Yeah, which
We're
is
taking
why-
a picture of August 21st,
For sure.
2025. So what are you passionate about?
I today am passionate about letter writing. But
Yo, for real?
to say I'm passionate about letter
Yes.
writing, yes, is actually kind of a roundabout way to say that I'm this summer have become very interested and passionate about sincerity and presence.
Bro.
And so these are my two passions that I bring, but through the medium of talking about letter writing.
Okay. I have a couple friends who are gonna like spit out their like tall glass of iced tea
I'm so
when they
happy to
hear you
hear
bring
that.
this up, because this has been very active in my life, like specifically letter writing, and more even to that point, being present and sincere
Yeah.
in the past like 3 months for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can
I'm
be
so
part of this
excited.
conversation.
That's so sweet.
This is a lean forward type episode instead of a lean back type episode. Not that there's anything wrong with lean back type episodes.
Nothing
I love to
wrong with
just
it. Yeah.
lean back in my chair and say, EJ, more pirate facts. Lay it on.
Yeah.
But this one, I feel a lot of ways about this. So tell me more. Where is this presence coming from?
Okay, so I feel like this started. Every summer I've worked at GOS, I feel like my summer has
All
kind
both.
of natural. All both. It has naturally formed into like I find almost like a theme that I find is like a through line throughout my summer. And last summer for me it was boldness. I was feeling like I
Oh
needed
my
more
God,
boldness in my life.
Bold.
Yeah, bold.
Like, shout out to Amanda Movio, future guest,
Movio.
with any luck.
Yeah. And this summer, I felt like I was going on a rampage against my own relationship with coolness.
Okay, that's right.
And I've been wanting much more to be warm and sincere
Warm,
and less cool.
open.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure to be cool and
And to be cool, according to some people, is to be closed,
For
like
sure.
the whole like aloof, cool, removed. That's
Yeah.
not you. That's not what you want for yourself, is it?
it's not. And I have had the realization that one of the feelings that I find the ickiest when I meet new people
the ick.
is when there's somebody who I think is cool, but to the point or in a way that it makes me feel like I need to perform or prove my own coolness to them.
Okay.
And I find that feeling to be so uncomfortable, and it made me so like nervous and feel so bad about the fact that or worried about the fact that I may have ever made anyone feel that way. And so I was just like, this cannot
I
be
know
the
I've
energy
made people
I
feel
am.
that way. It bumps me out.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
I
not
try
the energy I
to
want
do
to
that.
project out into the world. So I just kind of did a lot of soul searching about sincerity and what it means to be sincere. And for me, one of the places I find that most deeply is in letter writing to people I love, but also I keep a journal, and all my journals are in the form of a letter to
I
myself.
noticed that in your.
This is actually my planner. I was going to bring my journal in, but
I don't know, this guy.
Oh,
Well, it wasn't a
yes.
letter to yourself. It was a letter to a tree.
letters everywhere. Yeah, I have just given Wizard 2 little zines of creative writing, and both actually are in the form of
Oh,
letters.
I didn't notice on the first one.
Which is
Okay.
why I brought these in.
I'm so excited to read these.
I hope you'll enjoy.
I'll put them on my jute string
Yeah,
clothesline setup. Maybe I'll put them beside that drawing too.
lovely.
There you go, the indigo section.
But I do have a question for you.
A question for me.
Because I know for a fact that you are somebody who does write and mail letters to people.
It's true.
But I'm wondering, how often is this a practice for you? And what is
you're
your
trying to-
what's your relationship with letter writing?
You
Just
want
so
a
we
letter,
can
don't
set
you?
the
Just say
stage.
it.
No, I mean.
I know.
wouldn't
I
say
mean,
no.
no, good questions. I just started, I guess, like 3 or 4 months ago. A close friend who I won't dox on the show, but she's definitely listening to this, and you know what I'm talking about. Moved far, far away, and I wanted to stay in touch, but I hate the evil phone these days. The phone and the wristwatch are devices of the devil, Satan. And so I was like, I'll try and write a letter and figure out how to do that. And I wrote this incredibly long, well, maybe not incredibly is a bit of an overstatement, but very long. It took me 3 tries I wrote the letter, and then a few days later I wrote more of it, and it took me a long, I would lose my pen and go back and forth between pen and pencil.
Yeah.
And so I wrote the first big chunk over a whole day over one type of paper.
Yeah.
Then the next chunk over a different type of paper. Then I sent it, didn't include the unit number, came right back 3 weeks
no.
later. So I wrote even more. And at
Yeah.
no point did I read what I had written. That's why I think it's so present that you
Yes.
talk about presence in letter writing.
Yes.
That's so important. I was like, I just want this to be a stream of conscious
Yep.
reality for me. Because when you're writing a text, it's so easy to be a little dork about it.
Yeah.
I write text when I'm writing serious text, I do it in a the note-taking app.
Yes.
Like a freak. Instead, I can make it perfect and weird, and I like sometimes workshop text with my friends like a psycho. Because that's what,
sure.
you know, the phone inspires psychosis in me. When you're writing a letter, it's not easy to go back and erase stuff and change big things. So I'm just like, lean into that. You know, the medium is the message, like Marshall McLuhan said. So like, do what the letter wants me to do. Just focus up, get in the zone, write a bunch of stuff, go right from the heart. The letter I wrote, I'm pretty sure was like embarrassingly sincere. Like I was like saying some stuff I wouldn't say in real life. And so I sent it off, and that was the first letter I sent. And since then, I've just been sending letters to all my homies.
Sweet. Your
Well,
answer,
every like month or so is when I send a letter.
That's incredible. Your answer has pointed out so many things that I wanted to talk about with letter writing. That
Perfect. Take it away.
one of the things is that it's not. I find too with a handwritten letter that it is kind of one take. It is, and therefore is expected to be imperfect. It is, but specifically for the person who's receiving it. You read it knowing that that person, especially if it's written in pen, that's their first go at it. Whereas when you receive a text, you expect that it has been looked over and edited.
Exactly.
And so if something is wrong or doesn't feel right, you read into it so deeply because they could have changed it. But there's something about a letter, it feels like you're there speaking to the person. But even,
it's also a document, man. It's an artifact. It's like a real piece of art.
That letters have more of an opportunity to be sincere sometimes, like even more than in real life. Because I think in real life there are so many other layers that we tend to put up, whether it be like some kind of performance or like even layers of like sarcasm and irony that I think are inevitably creep into the way we speak to each other, that I find when I write letters just absolutely effortlessly disappears.
I agree.
My letters end up being like incredibly sincere, and I'm able to be complimentary and genuine,
embarrassingly nice, and
in a way that I like would never feel comfortable doing to their face. And I always feel like the more I practice writing letters, the more I feel like I'm comfortable taking those elements of sincerity into my like actual talking to real people.
100%. It's like batting with it's like practicing batting with a weighted bat.
100%.
Where it's, you know, and because the letter writing, it's like exactly removed enough from reality, right? Because there is a little bit of removal, you know. I'm not actually talking to you. I'm sitting at my desk in candlelight with my quill, and I'm writing to you. But it's like not that separate, because I'm making a document, like a piece of art for you. And for all the reasons we said it's sincere, but it's not quite conversation. So it's practice.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten more complimentary and sincere and nice having this letter practice. So I'm right there with you. That's a brilliant, astute observation.
Yeah. I think I like tell everybody that I know, especially people who I think find it difficult to communicate earnestly with people. I always recommend writing a letter. It's like one of the only pieces of advice I try to give. I try not to give too much advice in general, but I will often say, write it as a letter. You don't even need to send it. Like, write it out, and then you can crumple it up, and I almost guarantee that it will help you be able to vocalize, or like write in another way what you actually want to say to that person. There's just something about the medium and the slowness of writing it down, especially handwritten, because like I find that my brain sometimes moves too fast, both when I'm speaking and when I'm typing. But when you're writing,
there's such a perfect amount of friction.
It slows your thoughts to the speed of your handwriting, which is pretty darn slow.
Exactly.
And so it forces you to take literally one thought at a time and simplify things down and not put like
you have to really sweat to speed up your writing.
For sure. Yeah. So it's just like, it feels like a cheat code a little bit to sincerity. And I couldn't think of many other places where I find that level of sincerity in my life. And I wanted to bring it up because sincerity is not something that I feel like...
Show us into more passion show then.
I should. This actually totally is a place where people are very sincere.
I'm
but
lucky.
It's not something that I feel like I'm an expert at, or that I am, like, I don't think I'm sincere all the time.
No, no one is. And I don't think that's even...
It's not the goal.
Yeah, exactly. There's a place for goofs and gaffes. But, you know, it's a two-sided coin. You know, both sides are important.
For sure. And I actually wanted to ask, because this is something I wanted help teasing out. Because as I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about on this show, I did a lot of waffling.
Waffling?
Yes. Deciding whether or not I wanted to use the term authenticity. Which feels similar.
There is a difference between authenticity and like earnestness and sincerity.
Totally.
For sure.
And I think I came to realize that I actually don't even really know what authenticity means practically. Because I think you can be... It's hard to know when you're being authentic or not.
What do you think the difference is between being authentic and being sincere?
Me,
I have an idea in my head. I want to hear what you're cooking.
Yeah, to me, authenticity, as it's pitched to people, is often like, oh, you're being your truest version of yourself. You're not putting on any kind of mask. But to me, I don't know that I really love it as, you know, especially as a guider for this conversation, because it just feels so impossible to distinguish what is the realist version of you, because you're different with everyone in your life. And so
it seems like authentic is like striking at this idea that you are one big thing that spans over all of time,
or one very small specific thing that you must remain
exactly
at all times.
I think we're kind of saying the same thing
for sure.
It's like, to be your true authentic self. It's like this, like a platonic ideal
for sure
of you, whereas like being sincere or earnest are more about like expressing how you are right now in this moment. It's like we were talking about with passions, right?
For sure. And there's actually so much to say here, and I literally think preparing for this passion show and like actually thinking about authenticity for a second kind of like was actually very healing in a way for me, because I think people spend so much of their life looking for authenticity and being like interrogating themselves, I think in a very sometimes like self-policing way, to be like, is this the authentic me? Especially with gender things, with like personality things, relationship things, you're like, is this the truest form of me? Is this a performance? It is so impossible sometimes to even decipher whether you are performing or not. I also think sometimes performance, clowning, just being a jester or
I know about that. I've had some real questions in as someone who goes through life with a moniker, a fake name. I think about this a lot.
But it feels like there's a lot of shame around that when you're talking about authenticity. But I think you can wear many different hats and do it sincerely, even if you don't feel like it's authentically you. And even for, like, I was thinking about it in terms of gender performance. And when I try to think about a certain expression or a certain way of being in the world, and I try to interrogate with myself whether it's authentic, I just feel like I get into a world of trouble and I don't know, and it's confusing and shameful. But when I think about whether I'm doing it sincerely, that feels like a very easy feeling to know. Like, I can know if I'm being sincere. It's hard to know if I'm being authentic.
Yeah, because with sincerity, it's almost like you're just checking in with your body, right?
Yeah.
You're not checking in with the universe of you, your history, your past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Sincerity is just like, am I expressing like what my gut is telling me right now?
Yeah. Does it feel earnest?
Yeah.
You know?
And that's a good place to be. That's a meditative place to be.
Yeah.
That's why it's good for letter writing.
Yeah. So I'm happy that I got to think about that in preparation for the show. So I think sincerity is always present for me in a letter, even if authenticity isn't necessarily there.
Can I strike back at an old time passion show thing?
Love it.
Something that used to happen more. My phone actually might be dead. I might not be able to do this. The old etymology check.
Oh, please.
Have you ever listened to an episode where we've done this?
No,
but
I'm
curious. This has happened probably a dozen times in the history of the show. I get curious, when we start talking about like a particular word.
Yeah.
It's like, where did this come from? What is the authentic? What is that all about? Authentic, mid 14th century, authoritative, duty authorized. So it's about like authorization. I guess that makes sense. Oh, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Canonical. So what does it mean to have a canon of yourself? From Greek, authentikos, original, genuine, principle.
There's the Platonic ideal.
self. So authentic is literally like
Yeah.
self being. Okay, this is actually kind of raw. That's the thing.
principal self.
The principal self.
Yeah.
Whenever a word is like extremely old, I fall in love with it and has these like crazy meanings. Authentic. Your own
Yeah.
authority on yourself.
Can we do the
Woof.
same with
That's
sincere?
so heavy. That's so
It's
tough to go
crazy.
on a particular day. That's like maybe if you're trying to film or paint your
Yeah.
magnum opus,
Yeah.
you're like, that's a good time to spend months thinking about like what is the authentic, like when Shebad is making music is the answer. They're trying to make an authentic album about this
Yeah.
huge topic.
But dare I say, I think people trying to project a singular principal self or like search for singular principal self is like
It's impossible.
It's
It's a moving
impossible.
target.
Also, I
And that's
think-
why you'll always have a new album to make.
a source of
know?
a lot of separation from people. It like breeds individuality and like not this expansive understanding of who we are as like very complex changing beings. I don't know. I guess I've always felt kind of weird about authenticity in my own relationship to it just because it feels so limiting in some ways.
You're like, you don't want that authority.
Yeah. What
The
do you mean?
authentic
Who are
authority
you to
on
say I'm
self-
not being authentic?
Yeah, you're not the, like, who's the authentic authority on who I am? I don't think there's a person in my head
Yeah.
who has final say on what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay, I would love to do the same for sincere, just because I'm
Do it.
I'm
Do it. My
curious to
phone's
know.
dead.
Sincere.
But I'm happy it is. It can burn.
Okay, here I'll let you read it out because you read the other.
No. No,
Okay,
I
we
read
have-
that one, so I think it makes more sense for you to
We
read
have
this one.
sincere, origin Latin.
There we
from
go.
Sincerus.
Censorous, okay.
Interesting, meaning
So we've got two
clean,
Latins.
pure.
Whoa,
Sincere, and meaning not falsified, unadulterated, which is mid 16th century.
that makes sense.
So it says, okay, yeah,
A sincere expression, you're opening the tap on your own self. You're letting your
not falsified,
your
unadulterated.
unadulterated wisdom flow through. That's
This
pretty
is
beautiful.
interesting.
That's pretty beautiful.
It feels more clinical than I was expecting. Sincere, I think maybe if we looked up earnest, it might give us a
The
different.
importance of being earnest for sure.
Because earnest is maybe also the word.
Ernest just sounds like such a dorky, like it sounds like the name,
It does.
you know?
Okay, this is my last
Do it.
etymology one I will look up.
It's so fun, eh?
It's so fun.
There's a reason my etymology corner is a long running bit on the show, and I'm happy it's come back. It's been a while since we've done this.
Okay, earnest doesn't give us much. Oh. It originates from Old English eronost, meaning serious or grave.
Whoa.
And
Hey,
Middle
that's
English
a pretty
earnest,
huge meaning shift.
meaning pledge given in advance.
Yeah, okay. I like the today version of that word. But it's kind of fun when words take like huge slides.
Huge leaps. That's not
So-
what I think that means.
Yeah. Well, it's not the past, it's now.
Yeah. Oh, sincerity.
That's like the broader theme of this episode, I guess.
Yeah. Do you feel as though you are a sincere person?
Ooh, I've struggled with that for a long time.
Yeah, me too.
It's I feel like I wear like I got the weighted bat thing with sincerity because it's like the challenge of being wizard. Sometimes I get really self-conscious about that. I'm like, what does it even mean that like 95% of the human beings I know call me a name that was given to me when I was 16 and that's like has all this meaning separate from who I actually am. A wizard immediately invokes in your head, a magic doer, or like Merlin or Gandalf or whatever. And I'm like, does that name like drag me away from sincerity? Like, am I pulled into cartoon world with this?
See, wizard, it seems
And I
like
have to
you're
work extra
concerned about
hard.
authenticity here. I guess the
Yeah.
question is, do you feel like you can earnestly connect with people
Oh yeah,
as
I am
wizard, which
concerned
I
with
think you
authenticity.
totally can.
You're
Yes,
totally right.
You're right.
I'm very concerned with authenticity. I do think I'm authentic. I do think I'm sincere.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's sometimes it's a mission for me, and I guess I focus on the interpreted, like the outer nature of it, because I feel like I'm in an inner way true to myself, and I speak sincerely, or at least I try. I do have a lot of sarcastic tendencies,
Yeah.
which I want to overcome.
Yeah, me
Close
as
friends
well.
will know the wizard struggle of I need to stop being a jerk, even if I'm just being funny or whatever.
Right.
You know, there's a time and a place. You know, it's a two-sided coin. But yeah, this is a long-winded. This is one of those episodes.
No, it doesn't have to be.
No, it's great. No, I love those episodes. Let's get into it. You know, do you
I
think
feel
that you're
like-
authentic, Indigo?
Oh, it's a hard.
I know,
question.
right?
I feel as though this summer, in the last few years, I have become much more sincere than I used to be.
Okay.
I think a lot of it, honestly, if I can shout out my partner, my partner
allow it.
is an exceptionally sincere person, I find.
Okay.
And I think he is so sincere to the point where it made me self-conscious about the fact that I'm not sincere. And he's not sincere all the time, but with close friends. And it made me realize that there was kind of like a new way to relate to people. And I was like, why didn't anyone tell me about this? But it made me think a lot about presence as like an action. And I think to me, sincerity feels like one of my ways of measuring my own sincerity. And I might be kind of morphing it into my own word. That is not actually what it means to other people. But sincerity
No, that's
to me,
good. You know, that's how language
for sure,
breathes.
It feels a lot like I measure sincerity based on how present it makes me feel with another person. I think I'm in most of my life, I think most people most of the time aren't truly present with someone they're speaking to. And you're talking at them or you're talking about something, but there's like those few magical moments that only come around every once in a while when you are like truly just present with
really
another
break down
person.
those walls.
And it is,
get through.
I think, one of the most like potent experiences you can have in your life, period. And it can happen all the time and anywhere and with anyone. And I wrote an essay about presence last year, and so I thought a lot about it, and I tried to start writing down a list of some of the moments I've had with different people in my life where I just felt that like sense of like deep presence with another person. And it's a pretty incredible exercise. Like I recommend you try to look back and like see those moments where it's like, wow, we are just like here together in this way. And it's like in those times, without fail, there is always sincerity. There is no added layer of insincerity or even all those other things we talked about, you know, sarcasm, irony, you know, distraction.
Classic modern things.
Any of those things that often come with social media and our phones and, you know.
Very much so. The cynical age.
Yeah. Or just like efficient ways of interacting with people. You know, like you're not going to have a deeply present moment with someone you like see on a bus, you know, on the HSR. You know? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No.
But when I said that, did certain moments come to mind?
I'm trying to hold half my brain in listening to Indigo World and the other half of my brain in, I wonder if we've ever shared, like I'm sorting through memories right now.
If the two of us have shared.
Yeah. I'm also kind of just thinking more broadly of like, what are those real, like intense, like togetherness and presence moments? But like, have you and I ever had a moment like that? I'm not sure we have.
One comes to mind that I think is maybe closest to it.
Yeah.
Which was last summer.
Yeah.
We had a late night chat. It was you, me, and Chicho.
Friend of the show.
From the show. And I think that was a pretty...
What late night was that? I'm not sure I remember.
We were just chatting. We were chatting at my house.
That's beautiful. Oh, yeah. You know what? You're totally right.
Yeah.
With the fire.
With the fire.
Yep. That was definitely a present moment.
And it's funny. You will see repetitive things that come back like as I was writing my list. Things like fire, things like food, things like physical touch are there in so many of these moments.
I'm going to pose something kind of strange.
Yeah.
I think there's a connection between like the kinds of ways of being that can inspire these present moments and like magic. Like I'm thinking it's so easy to be present with people when you're in the second wind late at night, like the witching hour, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Many of my most present moments take place then, you know. Your inhibitions are gone. You stay up way too late. You're sitting around a fire. You're like laying together on a couch and you're all touching and you're eating snacks. And that's like magic.
It's so magic.
And maybe that brings the wizard thing back in. Maybe that's how I can be okay with this weird name.
Yeah, no, I think that's great.
That's such a great. That was a great moment.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
We gotta like sit by the river sometime, be quiet, and just like
And just
have a
be
moment like
present.
that.
It's a weird thing too because it's hard. It's not really something you can plan. Like I think
It's
similar
true.
to other
That's
forms of
true.
magic, people often are like, I want to make a close friend. It's not something that you can like
No,
will into your
exactly.
life. I think it's something.
But there are places you can put yourself.
Exactly.
Forest,
You
but
can
near a
create-
river, you find those ley line crossings.
Yeah.
You know.
You create the environment and the openness for it to fall into your lap when it magically does, and when the universe
Exactly.
grants you one of those moments. Can I share one of? I actually think the most intense moment of presence. It'll be short.
Imagine if I said no.
That
No,
would
we're
be-
good. We've got 10 whole minutes.
Oh, that's
Like,
fantastic.
no, you can't share that.
I don't.
Of
I
course you can
actually-
share it. Please, Indigo.
I'm deciding. Okay, no, I will share it. It is a deeply personal moment, but I
Okay.
think
I can.
I think it illustrates the point.
Okay.
It's not that.
Hopefully it
boring.
inspires and me. I can like reciprocate with my own deeply
would love-
personal moment.
I would
So let's
love
hear
that.
it.
Okay, where to begin? So this is a moment with my mom.
Okay.
And it was way back in high school when I experienced anxiety and panic attacks for the first time in high school.
Classic high school experience right there.
Classic. And like I had never experienced anything like it before, and it like rocked my world.
yeah.
And I was so anxious for like a month. And I was just having
Oh, man.
crazy panic attacks. It was horrible. And like not a lot of people in my life really knew what was going on. And I just felt like so in over my head. I felt completely lost in myself. Like my life was out of control. And my poor mother, I think,
Shouts.
had tried so many
Pious woman.
other things. She's incredible. And I remember she brought me one night. She was like, Indy, you've had a hard time. She just invited me into her room. She laid me down on her bed, turned the lights off. And for about 20 minutes, she just like massaged my back.
Oh.
And like, we did not speak the whole time. It was, if I remember, it was, maybe she played some music in the background, maybe like calm music. And I remember it being like one of the most intense like moments of relief and like presence with someone that I had ever experienced, because it was just like, like my head was above the water and I could just like relax for a second. And then it was like that 20 minutes and then it ended and my life went on and I was still anxious. But like for those 20 minutes, it was just like the only thing that was happening was that I was there with my mom. And we were having this moment of like being deeply together in this very like intimate, special way. And I like, no other moment I have that I wrote down on my list, it gets even close to like that level of presence. But I think there are small moments like that where it's like a moment of connection, however brief, with somebody where you're like truly with them, you know, and not just like both parallelly living your lives. It's like for those moments, like you live entangled lives in this very strange way.
It's like ley lines crossing.
Yeah, it's like,
That's
just
magic.
like you have to like really savor those those moments, and I think they are rare, and I think they're beautiful because they're so rare.
100%.
I feel so privileged to have lived a life where I've gotten as many as I have. I think a lot of people have very few of those moments in their life.
It's a struggle. It's a battle. I want more moments like that.
And to notice them is like, it's such a privilege. And I feel so
right.
great, like eternally grateful for that.
I have a couple memories that are
Please.
similar to this.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
funny.
love
Yeah,
to
it's
hear.
the places these happen are those magic places. That's where you experience this.
Yeah.
This is just a random one. I don't even know why this comes to head, but that's kind of special. A long time ago at a summer camp, I was having a really hard time personally, just like, dark nights of the soul.
Right.
And I was I just found myself, it was super late at night. It was like 2 or 3 a.m. probably. I had like had some drinks, but then like it was so late that I was like no longer feeling intoxication.
Yeah.
And in that like
feeling.
weird
Yeah.
feeling, right?
Yeah.
And I got myself, me and my really close, great, beautiful friend Zesty. That's his camp name.
Yeah.
And back then that wasn't funny.
Right, of course.
I was just a type of Dorito back then.
Yeah.
Zesty and I were up on the roof of a cabin. And we were just looking at the stars, and talking about, how to like be confident and how to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
And then we were just quiet and we just looked at the stars. There's no light pollution up there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a beautiful thing. And it can be hard being like that for guys sometimes, I feel, and probably for everyone.
Yeah.
But there's something about like, some toxic masculinity that can really make it difficult to just like, have a moment like that with your bro.
Yeah.
Just like laying on a roof and looking at the stars and not saying anything. No, that was a good present moment. Camp had a lot of nice times like that. But that's when I think is kind of poetic.
Yeah, it's always those nighttime ones.
Yeah, right? The nighttime ones are great.
I think like in that moment too, it's like not only a presence with that other person, but like presence to the world and the sky and to nature. And I think
fire and food and like these
for sure
original things.
There's so many. It's so easy to go through life not paying deep attention to anything. And I think especially in the fractured kind of space that so many of us spend so much time in, it's like it's such a choice to decide to devote your full attention to something. And I think it's when you realize how powerful your attention is, because when it is truly undivided and given to one thing or to a present moment, it's like you can feel that power in that room, and you can like, it's such an intense thing. And one of the things I found when talking to people that helps, it's like I fight against this all the time because I have a lot of siblings, so I grew up always having to like plan what I want to say, get your word in quick. But some of the best conversations I've ever had are when I let go of that like nagging desire to think about what I want to say next in my brain as the other person's talking, and to just like truly listen to someone is in itself an incredible feeling, like for you. Like it feels good to like truly listen to someone, as well as it feels good to be truly listened to. It's also a great feeling to feel like
get in flow,
let go of that rush, and like presence to me, it's like there is no rush. That's one of the defining qualities. It's like you're just there and you're not worried about getting somewhere else. I'm always trying that to like practice that and embody that on this show since the very beginning. It's difficult. It's hard. It's hard for this not to be an interview and to just be a conversation and to really let myself, listen when I need to listen and to chime in when I need to chime in, but also to not overthink it and to just be there for it. Tough line to walk. And I found even like we relaxed into this conversation at the start. Like I found myself being like, I want to get this thing in. Yeah, right? I like was jumping on the ends of your sentences.
And then when that all smooths away, then that is when the 40 minutes goes by in 20 seconds, and suddenly it's been 53 minutes. That's insane. Yeah, right? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Remember when we started this 53-minute long conversation? It's crazy. 50 seconds ago? But nope, we're almost at the end. I feel like we have untangled a lot. We've gotten into grateful. I would really love to really understand presence and connection, and I don't feel like it's possible, but I think that we've made good. Yeah, we made a little progress here. One of the things being that like presence is in some ways like a sense. Brain GOS did this, but it is like a sense of timelessness and an absence of rush. Oh yeah. Which is a real privilege for a lot of people. I think for everyone, actually, to be able to feel not still, because I think there's still a lot of movement, but not in transit. Exactly. Yeah. That's not in transit is a great way of putting it. Yeah. Like you are where you are, you're doing what you're doing, you're with who you're with. That's something I really love, and flow is what that's about. We have an extremely tiny amount of time left. No. I just want to say your story about your mom. Yeah. That's a beautiful story, and it made me think like how did I connect with my mom? To bring it back to letter writing after the story, we can do it. Very quick. When I am really present with my mom, it's when, and me and my mom are just like this. It's when we're really in flow of conversation. We are such fast talkers. Yeah. And we go going back and forth so quick, and that's when we're really together, and those are beautiful times. I love you, Mom. Okay, what's your thing? It just was like another realization I just had in this moment was because I knew there was a tie between presence and letter writing, but maybe part of it is that you're reduced when you're reading a letter to just listen to another person,
and know that you cannot respond right away. Like, you have to just absorb.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why it's so deeply present too, is both the like writing and the telling and the receiving aspect are done usually alone, and you make space. When you have a letter to read, you find a quiet, safe place and time to really be there.
When you read the letter, you have to like create the person who wrote it to you in your mind. Yeah. You know, like a little bit, at least hear it through their voice.
It's magic.
It is magic.
It's truly
magic. So good. You have to like think of like, oh, I had to sit down and write this. I love it.
Yeah. This makes me want to write. I have so many letters I need to write.
You do.
It's hard to make time for it, but I shall.
Well, that's a good promise. A letter writing promise. Indigo, we've made it. I really, truly hate to tell you this, but it is the end of the show.
No.
I know, it's funny how you can spend a whole year waiting to be on a show and then boom, it's done.
I know. Bring me back.
You can be on it again next year.
I would love to be.
Or whenever you want. Whenever you're in town, we'll make time.
Sweet.
At the end of the Passion Show, you know that we talk about gratitude. I'll say what I'm grateful for. Then you can finish the show by saying what you are grateful for.
Lovely.
That makes sense? Sound good? I'm grateful for the wind. I'm grateful for the clouds. I'm grateful for pens and papers. Grateful for letters. Grateful for music. Grateful for my friends. Grateful for the Hermosa River. Sweet. I'm grateful for my wizard hat. I'm grateful for my fun name. You know, even though sometimes I get into fights with my name, I'm grateful for it. I love it. That's me. What are you grateful for?
My name is Indigo. Let me tap into some of that deep sincerity. What would I tell to Wizard? Wizard, I think I'm grateful for you.
Oh.
I think you are a deeply interesting person.
Okay.
And very driven. And I respect that a lot. I'm intensely grateful for presence and for moments of sincerity. And for authenticity, even though we have an interesting relationship with it.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful, for moments of connection and sincerity. And I'm grateful for letters. And I'm going to write some letters to some people I love, I think, in this coming week.
Excellent.
Especially after this conversation.
It'll be a good time for you. You're at a crossroads right now of your life.
Exactly.
Or maybe not a crossroads, just a transition.
Yeah. Grateful for this show and to be on it.
Well, I echo that sentiment. Thank you so much for appearing on the show. I know a lot of people are going to really enjoy this, myself included. Yeah, well, you know, it's a good thing to put yourself out there. And, you know, you don't want to be greedy, you know, you don't want to hoard yourself, you know,
don't want to hoard yourself. I love that.
What's the word? You know, be generous with yourself if people want it.
I'm going to steal that. I
have been Wizard.
And I have been Indigo.
And please, please, please remember that only love will stop the killing.
Only love will stop the killing.
Only
l'amour arrêtera le meurtre.
Only love.
Тільки кохання зупинить вбивство.